It's been a long time coming. Why, you may ask? I'm talking about something extremely good. And this is a significant milestone in not only Debian, but the calamares installer. And I honestly can't believe it. Currently, in the latest Debian testing, you can actually install the live images with calamares, and even better, you have screen reader support. This is amazing to see. And I can't wait to show this to you guys first. I only discovered this yesterday. I honestly can't believe it. But what does this mean? This means that we could possibly get upstream support for calamares and orca. So that means you'll be able to install stuff like Manjaro, EndeavourOS, and all the other distributions that use calamares without sighted assistance, on your own, independently, and in a user-friendly way. And that's exactly why Debian packaged calamares in its latest installers. So I'm going to go ahead and show you this right now. I'm going to make a quick VM in VMware Workstation Player using Debian testing. I've downloaded an ISO, and we're going to go ahead and try this out because I can't wait to show this to you guys, because we'll finally be able to use calamares and not have to complain about it. And I'm going to show you how it works, so stay tuned for that. Anyway, let's get started. I'm going to go ahead and open VMware.
VMware Workstation 17.
I've just freshly installed this, so it'll bring up a license thing.
Welcome to VMware Workstation 7.
Welcome to VMware Workstation.
Edit by continue button Alt T.
I'm going to click continue. Oops, I only just had lunch, so sorry about that. Anyway, without further ado, let's get started with our virtual machine.
Welcome to
Let me just...
welcome. VMware Work. Open the virtual machine. Upgrade. Help. Edited list. Create a
We're going to create a new virtual machine.
New virtual machine wizard dialog. Dialog install from. Select the installer disk image to continue. Select the installer disk image to continue. Installer disk image file. ISO.
We want that.
Installer disk image file. ISO. Combo box collapsed. Edit browse. Button Alt R.
Click browse.
Browse for.
Now I've got the full path of my ISO, so I'm going to go ahead and copy that. Let me just make sure I've got it.
2. Debian live testing AM64 made ISO.
No, I want to get it from my downloads folder. C:\use.
2. Item preview. 1. Items view list. Contacts not 1. Contest not download.
To downloads.
Item Debian live testing AM. Debian live test.
Now it's important you download testing because this is where the support is.
New virtual machine wizard dialog. Dialog install from. Could not help next button Alt N. Unavailable dialog. Guest operating system grouping. Mike Linux radio version
for
grouping.
Linux.
Version V other Linux 6x kernel. Alma lit 888 Debian 12 Debian 11x Debian.
We'll have to go with Debian 12.
Debian 12x. Help back but next button Alt N.
Even though there's no even though this is Debian testing.
Unavailable dialog. Virtual machine name. Edit Alt V selected Debian 12x.
We're going to call this Debian testing.
Location. Edit browse. Back next button unavailable.
Next.
Property page. The virtual machine. Split virtual disk into multiple files. Radio
Split virtual
button.
disk
Check Alt
into-
F. Maximum disk.
I'm going to give this 64 gigs.
Split to help back the next unavailable
Next.
dialog. The virtual machine will be customized.
Customize.
Hardware dot property MB memory for this virtual
Give it
machine.
memory.
Edit Alt M selected 2048.
I'm going to give this 8 gigs of RAM. I've got 12 gigs of RAM in this computer. 8192. And that gives Windows 4 gigs of RAM.
MB slider 74 memory size. Add button memory for this virtual machine. Edit Alt M MB slider set list memory summary 2 GB 1 of property page MB memory for this virtual machine. Edit Alt M selected 8192. Blank. MB slider 74 memory size 8192 MB. Add button alt property page maximum memory for this virtual machine. Edit alt M selected 81 list memory summary 2 GB memory summary 8 GB processor.
There we go.
Summary,
That's been
2
updated.
of 7.
I want to give this.
Processors grouping number of processors
Give
list
it 4.
processors summary 4 2 of 7. New CD network adapter.
Now I want this directly connected to the host. So I'm going to go abridged.
Device status group network connection grouping. NAT used to share the host IP host only custom LAN segment bridge.
We'll go for bridged.
Replicate physical network
Replicate
connection
physical
state
network
checkbox
connection
not checked
state.
yet. Configure adapters button on
Configure
LAN segment.
adapters.
Advanced add remove close button.
And we're
Remove
done.
virtual backup dialog. The virtual customized hardware. The virtual cancel dialog. The virtual machine will be created with custom backup finish button.
We're
Press
finished.
on the VMware Workstation 17 player. Non-commercial use only. Property page welcome virtual machine name list. Debian testing.
And we're going to We're going to attempt to get this sorted.
Power on.
We'll click power on.
Debian testing, VMware Workstation 17 player dialog. You are running this virtual machine with side channel mitigations enabled. Side channel mitigations provide enhanced security but also lower performance. To disable mitigations, change the side channel mitigation setting in the advanced panel of the virtual edit. Do not show this to check. OK. Debian testing, VMware Workstation 17 player, non-commercial use only. Pane.
Now we're going to press enter. Now, if you're on a UEFI based system, you're going to hear 2 beeps rather than the 1 beep that we just heard. Now, this is strictly for the Debian installer images. So we're going to make sure that we can enable Orca. We just wait for the live desktop to come up.
Debian red blank Debian testing red blank Debian.
No, it's still, the screen appears to still be blank.
Red application 10 applications places system Debian.
Yep, here we are in the Mate interface.
Debian.
So I'm going to go ahead and enable Orca, if it'll allow me to. Nope, we'll try another method. Okay, we'll try terminal. Nope. I'm getting no audio output.
Debian. Red user Debian users home file edit views $orca install Debian nmonmar 18 10 Debian.
Yeah, we're not. I'm getting no speech. I'm getting no speech output whatsoever.
Debian.
Let's try again, shall we? Oh, there we go. Our audio was all the way. Our audio was turned all the way down. Anyway, let's set up Orca.
General page tab. Keyboard left progress bar up, trail up, next speak up, next checkbox not checked, space, checked.
Interestingly enough, VMware Workstation can actually run with core isolation turned on, unlike VirtualBox, which can't.
Left rail up, next speak up, the keyboard layout, general page tab, voice page, speech page tab. Enable speech verbosity panel, punctuation less none. Verbosity enable speech page tab, braille page, echo page tab. Enable key space, not checked, space, not checked. Enable echo space, enable echo space, enable echo my sentence check, enable echo page tab, OK push return. Screen reader settings, user Debian, frame.
Right, let's go back to the desktop and we're going to play with calamares and install Debian.
Debian testing, VMware Workstation.
Oh, I forgot. VMware.
Debian.
The Mate keyboard shortcut conflicts with VMware, so I'm gonna. Can I use Control Shift and D? Nope, I can't do that. Alt Shift D?
D.
Nope. How am I going to get to my desktop now?
User Debian. User Debian.
I'm officially stuck because... What about...
Desktop. Desktop.
Aha!
Icon view.
Tab key always works. Control, Alt, and Tab. Usually I use Control, Alt, Escape, but VMware doesn't seem to be playing nicely with that. Now let's launch the installation experience.
Users home. I install Debian Desk.
Install Debian. And right off the bat, you'll hear Orca talk as soon as we switch to calamares.
Debian GNU
Look at
Linux
that!
installer.
Look at this!
Layer pane.
Look at this, we can tab around.
Debian support push button. American English combo box. Select application and system language.
Now what you want to do is Alt down arrow.
American English, British English, Esperanto, British English, United Kingdom,
Now I want British English.
Debian support push button, no issues push button, release notes push button, about checkbox next push button.
And click next. You want to use the spacebar to do this, enter won't work.
Layered pane, region, combo box.
Again.
America, lit Antarctica, Africa. Antarctica, Atlantic, Australia, Europe, Indian, Europe.
We want Europe.
Region, combo box. Zone, combo box. Amsterdam, NSF, Berlin, Budapest, Bussingen, Chisinau, Copenhagen, Dublin, Gibraltar, Guernsey, Helsinki, Isle of Istanbul, Jersey, Kalani, Kiev, Lisbon, Ljubljana, London.
And we want London.
Zone,
So that's close to me. That's the time zone.
Change, push change. About checkbox, back push next push
Click next.
Layered pane, list with 99 items. English UK.
Yep.
Cancel push layered pane. Generic 100 English UK. List with 99 I default. List combo box text. Push button. About checkbox, back push next push button.
I am happy with that one, so we're going to use that.
Cancel push button. Cancel the installation process without changing the system.
Okay, now next.
Layered pane. Layered pane. Select storage device.
Select storage
Combo
device.
box.
We're going to go ahead and Alt down arrow again.
VMware Virtual S 63.99 GB Dev SDA.
Do the
select storage device.
The VMware Virtual Disk.
Strong erase disk, strong BR. This will font color red. Delete font selected.
Click space to check the option to erase the disk.
Bootloader location. Combo box.
Where do we want to install the bootloader?
Master boot record of VMware Virtual S Dev SDA. List with 3 items.
Before I was rudely interrupted.
System partition.
Finder, mail.
Master boot record of VMware Virtual S Dev SDA.
Put it in the master boot record. If you're on a UEFI based system, you don't need to do this. But if you're on a BIOS based system, like in a virtual machine, you've got to do this. You've no choice.
Bootloader location. Combo box.
So that's where it needs to be.
About checkbox, back push next
And
push
click next.
layered pane. Text. Your full name.
I'm going to
JORDAN.
put my name in here.
Zorda text. Zorda selected. Small. If more than one person will use this computer, you can create multiple accounts after installation. Small. Text to text. Jordan VMware Virtual Platform selected. Entire
I'm gonna call
selection
this-
deleted.
I'm going to call it Debian.
DEBIN.
I always do with Debian systems.
Password text. Small. Enter the same password twice, so that it can be checked for typing errors. A good password will contain a mixture of letters, numbers and punctuation, should be at least 8 characters long, and should be changed at regular intervals. Small.
Not really, if this is going to be the only computer you're going to be using.
JL0 Password text. Small. Enter the log in automatically without asking for the password. Checkbox not checked. About checkbox not checked. Back push button. Next push
I'm
button.
going to click next. and we should get a summary of what's going to be happening, and then all you'll need to do after that,
Cancel push layered pane. About check back push install push
click install,
cancel push
and sit,
cancel the installation process without changing the system.
now
0%.
sit back and relax while the installer does its magic.
5%.
Sit back and relax while the installer does its magic. And this could take a while. We are installing Debian after all. So what are my thoughts?
6%.
I do like this development. It's really good. I mean, we've been wanting this for a very, very long time. Now I hope this does come to upstream, because if it does, then distributions that do have calamares in them can finally include Orca in their installation media. I'm talking about Manjaro, I'm talking about Endeavour OS. And whoever the Debian maintainer for calamares is, congratulations on this milestone. It means that we now have two ways of installing Debian. The Debian installer or the calamares installer. And personally, I do like this new improvement because it's better than waiting for the Debian installer to download packages. And I've always downloaded the net install images every time, but with this new improvement,
7%.
I think we can finally see some more people moving to Debian now, especially if they don't know how to use the Debian installer. And I've had my
8%.
fair share of troubles with the Debian installer, having a non-bootable system straight after installation if I've had a Linux partition on the same computer. Hopefully, with the calamares based installer, well, the people who have used it in the past will know how good it is. But now, for visually impaired users, this is a must. And I do need to let you know right now, the login screen won't be accessible. But
9%.
if you've installed Debian in the past, all you need to do is simply enter your username and password, press enter after each one, and you should be signed in and you can turn Orca on.
10%.
If you do want an accessible login screen though, I simply recommend installing GDM, the GNOME Display Manager, and unlike Arch, this won't bring in the entire GNOME desktop, so you can install GNOME Display Manager and still have access to Mate or the desktop you chose. So yeah, I downloaded the Mate image. I should have let you know earlier.
11%.
There is a talking Mate image for Debian. For those who want it, it's made by the same person who did the Manjaro talking Mate image. However, there's an error in that installer. It won't install the bootloader properly. And it does, I don't know if it includes the Debian installer.
12%.
But it's got some decent packages in there.
15%.
So the system is currently being
17%.
the system is currently being installed. So while we're waiting for that, what do you guys think of the new way of installing
20%.
Debian? The new accessible way of installing Debian. Now keep in mind, this is still in testing, so it's not coming to Bookworm. I don't think
23%.
I don't think we're going to get it in Bookworm, but this is in the current state of Trixie at the moment. This is definitely an improvement.
27%.
So I'm looking forward to trying this out. So when we boot into the new system,
30%.
I'm going to show you how you can set up GDM, because it's very simple. And then we're going to restart our virtual machine, and then we're going to go ahead and
31%.
do what we need to do. So I can't believe this is a thing.
34%.
We've been needing an accessible way of installing Debian that doesn't depend on the Debian installer for years.
35%.
And for those who are new to Debian and don't know about the Debian installer, this is brilliant. Now, the choice is entirely up to you. You can use the Debian installer if you're comfortable using that. But this calamares installer, now that it's accessible,
36%.
now that it's accessible, I don't think there's any need for the Debian installer in the live images anymore, because that's what the calamares installer was intended to do.
42%.
It was intended for desktop, while the live installer is intended for standard systems, if you know what I mean, like servers. Calamares is generally recommended for desktop installers, and
71%.
I honestly can't believe this is actually a thing. I mean, I wonder if the Manjaro talking image will finally get this improvement, because if it does, then you can bet we're going to have a working Manjaro system with calamares that's able to be installed. And let's be real, people, Manjaro is based on Arch Linux, but is more user-friendly than standard Arch, if you know what I mean. And it is compatible with the AUR, but it's not binary compatible. But some packages, not all of them, will work. But as for Debian, well, I think we're gonna get somewhere at last. Now, Arch Linux needs to take the same path as Debian and do some live images with desktops and the calamares installer. Now we're gonna go see.
Layered pane. Slideshow page tab list.
Oh, look at that! We've got a slideshow similar to what we get in Ubuntu.
78%.
Now the system is still being installed, as you can probably tell. But make no mistake, this is an improvement we've been asking for a very long time. Now, I'm sorry about the fan noise. My laptop's fan
89%.
is extremely loud. Even though I closed Chrome down earlier. But I've got the camera open, so that's probably what's contributing to it.
Restart now checkbox checked. HTML head body p when this.
Okay, so currently there's no way to know that your installation is finished. So just keep pressing tab until you see that restart now button.
About checkbox layered pane. Restart now checkbox checked. HTML head body p when this box is checked. Your system will restart immediately when you click on span style font style colon italic done span or close the installer p body HTML. About checkbox done push button.
We'll click
The
done.
installation is complete. Close the installer.
The installation is complete. Click done. And what this should do is restart the virtual machine.
Screen reader off.
Right, this should actually begin to restart. Now, because I'm using a virtual machine, I can use NVDA to recognize where we are on the screen. So I'm going to go ahead and do that.
Testing firmware work.
And I believe this is actually restarting us.
Recognize layer firmware mouse movement video and for focused operating system and click install tools. Install tools. Remind me later. Debian. Record Q Debian 12 Q search Q search Q search Q Debian 12 player Debian testing firmware rec Q search Debian camera cam Debian Reckon. Player. Debian. Enter your password. Log in. Log in. Enter your password.
Oh,
Debian.
here we go. Our
Debian.
login screen is here.
Pane.
And just to confirm, we can't enable orca. So I'm going to... Okay, let's try this, Jordan. That's me, of course. And hopefully, we can enable orca manually. Might wanna alter my sound again. Look at that.
Debian testing.
Let me just confirm.
Camera 01. Download. Plan DC. Bookmark document. DB camera. Book documents. Debian test. Task switch. Downloads. Column. Plan DC. Window. Debian testing. Pane.
Let's bring focus back into the
Desktop.
machine.
Desktop.
And here we are
Left
on the
control.
desktop.
D-live testing MD64 icon. Jordan's home icon.
And yet, Debian is now installed and ready to use. So we've just installed Debian using calamares and it absolutely works. It works like a charm. Now, I'm going to show you how we can have an accessible login screen. Now keep in mind, this is Debian testing. So there can be bugs. But if you want the latest packages, go ahead and do this because Debian stable. Normally, most people who use Debian on desktops prefer testing. Debian 12's nice, I like Debian Bookworm. But if you want the latest packages, go for testing, at least in its current state because it hasn't frozen yet. I recommend upgrading to the next version of Debian once the full freeze has started. Like, no package has actually been migrated into testing. That's when I recommend upgrading. You'll still be tracking Trixie into its testing stage, but once it becomes stable, it will become stable, if you know what I mean. And when you do that, to avoid upgrading to the next testing snapshot, you'll have to change your sources.list file to Trixie instead of testing, so that you track Trixie through its transition into stable. So we're going to have to change Orca's settings again.
General page tab. Keyboard progress bar up. Braille update. Sleep updates. Checkbox not ticked. Space. Ticked. Braille speak keyboard general page. Voice page. Speech page tab. Enables verbosity pad. Punctuation sum. None. Verbos enabled speech page. OK push button. Speech page tab. Braille page. Echo page tab. Enable key space. Not ticked. Enable X space. Ticked. Enable echo space. Ticked. Enable echo my sentence checkbox not ticked. Echo page tab. OK push button. Return. Screen reader settings desktop. Jordan's home icon.
Now, let's replace LightDM with an accessible login manager.
Desktop. Jordan Debian.
Now, I check if your Debian system repos are okay, so I'll do sudo
sudo password for 0 working. Hit colon 1 HTTP. Then Debian on Debian Trixie in release 0 waiting for headers. Get colon 2 H.
Okay, that's done.
Y bash. Y.
And we're going to do
install GDM3 reading package lists Y working 0 working. Get colon 1 HTTP. Then Debian on Debian Trixie main AMD64 link config 9v5 AMD64 1.5-0.440.0 KB01 link config 9v5 5600 get colon 152 HTTP. Then Debian on Debian Trixie main AMD64.
Look at that.
Package configuration configuring GDM3. Light them.
Now this is similar to Ubuntu. You want to use GDM3.
GDM3.
So when it asks that question, press enter on GDM3.
Get colon 171 HTTP. Then Debian on Debian Trixie main AMD64 Python 3 cuts AMD64 2.0.1-5b587.0 KB get selecting previously unselected package line call 2.0-2 colon AMD64. Preparing to unpack 068 line call 2.0.
And now,
Y. Progress. 41.
this is still installing everything.
Preparing to unpack. 1. Selecting previously unselected package live core 2.8-0 colon setting up GER 1.2 secret 1 colon AMD64 0.21.4-1. Setting up Python 3 certificate 2000 and setting up GER 1.2 GCR 4 colon AMD64 4.2.0-3. Setting up Python 3 request order Debian $.
And we're done. The installation is complete. Now, simply restart your system and we should be able to use Orca.
Applications, system tools, system shutdown. Alert, cancel push, restart push button. Screen.
Click restart. Now to interrupt Orca at any time, you simply press the control key. We now have GDM. I honestly can't believe this works actually. We've been needing something like this for ages. Might want to turn the volume up again on the login screen. Like this.
Screen 18 push button grade.
Yep, we are indeed in GDM. And now we are in the login screen, so press enter.
Return. Panel. Password text.
And you simply enter your password.
Circle. 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 Screen reader on.
And we are indeed running Pipewire.
Desktop. Icon view.
This is so exciting.
Jordan's home icon. The live testing AMD64 icon.
I can't believe it. We've actually got Debian testing working with Orca, and we've just fixed our login screen issue with an accessible alternative to like DM. So that, my friends, is installing Debian with calamares accessibly, and to add to that, we just made our login screen accessible too. So that's how to do things like this. Now, I'm running out of Linux options here. So if there's any other Linux distributions you know that are accessible, that I can easily install, consider letting me know, because I will install those for you, and then we'll go over them. Now, if you've seen my video of the Debian live installer before with Debian 11, then you'll know that we've pretty much got the same packages installed on here, so I don't need to go over those. What I'm going to go do now is close the virtual machine down,
Applications
because we're finished with it.
System shutdown. Alert. Cancel push restart push button. Cancel push shutdown push button. Cancel shutdown push
So I'm going
button.
to click shut down. That's if the virtual machine wants to shut down. Which I'm hoping it does, because I don't want to have to manually do this. Well, it looks like I am now, isn't it? So I'm going to get out of
testing.
focus on the virtual machine.
VMware Workstation 17 player dialog. How do you want power off button? No. Debian
Power off.
testing. VMware Workstation 17 camera window.
And VMware is also closed down now. We've closed VMware at the same time.
Downloads row fan camera row 1 downloads C Windows fan camera window.
So, yep. There you go. That's installing Debian with calamares and Orca.
Pause video. Stop taking video. But
So, that's all from me, folks. This is Jordan signing off, saying have a good day, everyone.